Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in this build of Shadowlands beta, Blizzard added a brand new way for you to level alts from level 50 to level 60. Maybe you just got your main through the story of Shadowlands, and says there's going to be a little bit of downtime before the seasonal stuff begins. The Mythic Plus season, Raid season, PvP season, all that kind of stuff. It might be a good idea for you to get some alts up and running. Maybe you want to test the game out from different perspectives. Maybe you're a melee DPS and want to try some range. Maybe you're a tank but want to try some healing on the side. And alts is a great way for you to enjoy the game in multiple ways. Blizzard decided to add more updates to the alt leveling while leveling through Shadowlands content, taking away the linear approach of the story design where you follow the story as your main did, instead letting you kind of roam and do whatever you want to while working towards the end game goals that your main will also be doing. Things like anima power and renown with your covenant. First, let's get through some of the quotes that Blizzard had for the alt leveling in the recent development update. We announced in BlizzCon last year, while everyone's first trip through Shadowlands is driven by linear narrative campaign, that grants access to endgame features such as covenants, world quests, and more. We want to offer players who are leveling alts a much more flexible experience. We have had a version of that experience available for beta for the past few weeks, as alts select their covenants immediately upon first arriving in Oribos, and then can tackle the 4 zones in any order you choose. In this week's build, alts emerging from the Maw for the first time will be met in Oribos by the mysterious Fate Scribe, who now offers an explicit choice between replaying the narrative arc as the first time characters experienced it, or following the threads of fate to their inevitable conclusion and beginning the journey at a point following the climactic events at the end of Revendreth's story. Characters choosing the latter option will enter the Shadowlands in a state where the entire narrative campaign has already been completed, with the new bonus objectives available in locations that were previously central to the campaign. Lucrative zone-wide objectives for each of the 4 zones will provide additional structure while allowing alts to roam the Shadowlands as they prefer, earning gear and experience through their choice of a zone's side quests, bonus objectives, world quests, dungeons, or rares and treasures. Our goal in this alt experience remains offering more flexibility than ever before on repeat playthroughs, while also allowing alts to begin making progress towards their endgame goals, earning anima for the Covenant's reservoir, or catching up on renown so they can hit the ground running when they reach 60. We look forward to hearing feedback on how the new experience feels. This means that Blizzard wants to create a system where your alts can start making progression towards what your main is working on, getting renown from your covenant, which will have a catch-up mechanic, getting anima as early as possible, so then by the time you are max level, you have quite a bit of anima to upgrade your sanctum or do all the different activities for the different covenants, a more standardized way to shake up the way that you quest your character to be more in line to what a max level character would end up doing. I decided to try this system out, not really knowing what to expect. For my class, I decided to go with my survival hunter, playing it as survival because honestly it's kind of a dirty pleasure. I know it's a spec that hasn't gotten the most amount of updates, but I still have a lot of fun with it either way. When you complete the final quest in the Maw and you get to finally enter Oribos through the Waystone in the Maw, instead of being greeted with guards drawing their arms at you, the world kind of just like freezes and there's a grayscale effect, with this NPC in front of me offering me a choice. Do I want to play through the game through the same storylines that I've played on my main, or do I want to play it through the thread of fates? Once you make a decision here, it's final, and it doesn't look like it's possible to go back and change your decision. So when you get to Oribos, you'll get to decide how you want to quest your character. This is only available for alts, so you won't be able to start with the Thread of Fates on your main, or at least it doesn't seem like it's intended to by Blizzard. Then the game leads you to pick your covenant. If you want to test your covenants, you can hit the train dummies outside and talk to every one of the representatives of each covenant in order to test the abilities out. Or if you want to, and you already know which covenant you want to play for that one character, you could just go up to the table and select it immediately, and then you get your covenant abilities from the start. Talking to Tali and Nara, which is the NPC you're going to talk to, they'll show you what you can do to help the Shadowlands, which will send you on a quest line, letting you decide which worlds you want to go to first. This will begin your journey to go to that one zone and help out that covenant or that faction until the bar fills up. You'll have a bar and doing side quests, world quests, killing rares, treasures, everything that the blue post says, everything builds up the bar. And you can kind of choose which world quests and objectives you want to do. It's a little bit weird to know that as a non-max level character, you can just go into the world and kind of just jump into world quests, but I think it's going to be a little bit fresh. World quests offer different activities besides just, kill a certain amount of these or talk to this NPC or collect X amount of these. Instead, you get fun events from time to time, depending on the world quest and if it's available. For example, I got We'll Make an Aspirant Out of You and Not to Mulan, where you do this kind of like choreography with your weapon, trying to train as one of the Kyrian. And it gives you a buff while you're in the zone for like 30 minutes or something. So I think the world quests, in terms of leveling and killing mobs and collecting X amount of these, being able to do small fun quests like this in between of leveling is going to be a fresh experience. When I leveled my rogue, the game didn't really throw a lot of gear at me. My rogue leveled the normal way, where I'm just doing quests, and for the most part I did not have to replace any of my gear except for the last few levels. But it seems like the world quest that is offered to your alt are almost scaled with the item level intended for a fresh new Shadowlands level 60 character. Like this world quest right here for my hunter actually gave me a 146 item level helm with really good stats. 146 is not going to be the gear that will be offered to you the first new quest on your character. At most you'll be maybe like 120s, maybe at the highest 130s, but it seems that the gear from this type of alt leveling is going to try to give you gear that would be intended for your level 60. It's just you can equip it on your level 51 or 52 character, which I think is kind of cool. This means that we're going to be able to, as alts, get way better gear as we're leveling through all these zones. This is great for situations where, let's say you have a main and you put all your time into it. Before Shadowlands, you loaded them up full of mythic item level gear from Battle for Azeroth, so you had a breeze questing. But then you have an alt and you don't really play them that much, and they don't have the best gear, so you're afraid that, man, my questing is going to be so much slower. Well, with this system, if the game is intended to throw this high item level gear at you, your alts can replace their poor quality gear for much better pieces very quickly. And this way you won't really have that much of a hard time keeping up with the pacing that your main did the first time you leveled on him. So what I did is I leveled in Bastion and I let my bar fill up. I did world quests, bonus objectives, side quests, and I actually got to explore more of Bastion than I did the first time around on main. So that's another advantage of leveling like this. You'll actually be able to go and experience some of these side quests that your main probably avoided because, well, you out-leveled the zone pretty quickly. You were geared to the teeth and you already knew exactly what you wanted to do with this expansion. Now your main gets to re-experience those things and it's kind of refreshing. So I finished Bastion and then I went to Revendreth and everything worked fine. The content scaled pretty well. And then I went to the Fae with Ardenweald. I just finished the Fae and I am going to be beginning the Maldraxxus side of the content. So far my character has been able to collect anima like the blue post says, but I haven't been invited to the Kyrian Covenant Hall or Covenant Sanctum at all. So maybe I first need to visit every one of the zones and help out all the different factions of Shadowlands before they'll let me begin the story of the Kyrian. Because I have anima, but I can't put it anywhere yet. And I haven't earned renown, and the blue post says you are supposed to be able to earn renown. So I will make an updated comment with this video after I finish off my Maldraxxus questline to tell you guys what's going to be happening afterwards. But if it works how I think it should, I think I should be able to finish up all the zones and then start doing the Kyrian questline, even though I'm not max level. So I can kind of level on my own time, be able to do certain parts of the content, like Torghast. Apparently you're supposed to be able to level through Torghast as well while using the system. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But so far, it was a pretty interesting experience. Definitely made questing a lot easier and even faster because you don't have to do any of the dialogue or any of the roleplay that happens in front of you between core characters. You just get to kind of jump in and do whatever content you want to. And it's a lot fresher and kind of more fun. But that's going to be it for me right now. That's Threads of Fate so far. Again, I'll make sure to update you guys when I can on the rest of Threads of Fate in either a video or maybe in the comment to this video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the new leveling that Blizzard has added. What are your thoughts about Threads of Fate? And I'll see all of you guys in another video.